Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Nathan Fox. That's Ben Olson. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. We are looking at an email here from Mariah.
Mariah writes, "Hi there. I'm wondering if you can explain the impact of undergraduate institution. I'm wondering if you can explain the impact of the undergraduate institution to the decisions of admissions/reviewers. I attended a very small and a very rural public 4-year school, Adams State University. The school is not well known. However, I maximized my opportunities. I double minored, poli-sci in history and Spanish and business. I was the president of Associated Students and Faculty. Earned leadership awards, both awarded to one student annually. I was in multiple clubs, and I was a resident assistant. My GPA did suffer at a 3.3, but I'm still proud of it given it took 19 plus credits. I'm still proud of it given that I took 19 or more credits 4 out of my 8 semesters. I'm sure you and many will judge, but I had a 2.6 in high school and a 3.3 was a win for me." Well, it's
I'm
not
not
surprising why you got
I'd
a
be
3.3.
I'd be the last person to judge, by the way. I mean, I had better grades in high school and then I had a 2.5 in undergrad. So I'm not going to judge anybody for having low grades. I would, though, if we were talking to Mariah 2021 and I knew that Mariah was going to end up applying to law school eventually, I would advise her, your school doesn't matter barely at all, but your GPA matters a lot. The double major, double minor
Doesn't matter.
sounds like it hurt your GPA and you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't do it. 2021, Mariah, don't do it.
You don't need any minors, and you could just have a major and
You could
do
have
really
one
well.
major and no minors, and a 3.5 would be a better applicant than double major, double minor 3.3.
Yeah.
And a 3.7 would be better than that. And a 3.9 would be better than that. And a 4.0 would be better than that. Like, just, and I mean, it's great that you've got all these softs. And it sounds like you have pretty strong softs, especially these leadership awards that are only given to one student annually.
Yeah.
You've got, like, that sounds fairly prestigious. And it sounds like you were dedicated and interested. And, I think you're going to be an asset to whatever school you end up at. But that 3.3 is going to weigh down the median GPA.
Mm-hmm.
As we were just talking about on Thinking LSAT, when we were specifically looking at Texas A&M Law School, they make admissions decisions based on whether you're 1/10 of a point above or below their median GPA.
I mean, the good news there is that you could have a 3.3, and as long as you're above their median LSAT, that didn't seem to matter so much.
So Mariah says, my main questions are, 1, how much of an influence is your undergrad school?
Very little.
2, specifically, how impactful and in what ways is going to an undergraduate school like mine? So rural, public, and small, how much does that matter?
Very little. Almost none.
Yeah, again, very little. 3, is there consideration for students who took large credit loads while balancing significant extracurriculars?
No. I mean, the problem with this is that, Mariah, you look at this as a positive. You say, hey, look, I have a 3.3, but look at all the credits I was taking. That can immediately be flipped around and turned into a negative. Why did you take on more than you could handle? No one was forcing you to take 19 plus credits. You chose to, and that was a bad decision.
Right. Are you going to do that in law school as well? Are you going to overextend yourself? Are you going to be involved in too many things so that your academics suffer?
Mm-hmm.
Academics love good grades. If you get good grades, it indicates that you did what the teachers wanted you to do.
Yep.
And bad grades indicate that you did not do what the teachers wanted you to do. So, you kind of did what they wanted you to do and you kind of didn't with a 3.3. So yes, you can write an addendum. You can explain that you took 19 plus credits, but does it actually move the needle? Not much.
I don't think you want to write an addendum.
Because
I
it
think
just
it,
looks like an error in judgment
yeah,
to
just like
point
you're
that out?
drawing more attention to something and it's not an obvious win. It could be a win for some people,
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, wow, Mariah really had a full load there. But it
Yeah.
could immediately turn around and bite you.
Yeah, I don't think your 2.6 in high school helps you either. Like to mention, oh well, it was 3.3, it was a win for me because I only got a 2.6 in high school. It's like, oh, so you were a quite bad student in high school, and then you were a marginal student in college, and now you're applying to law school, which is much harder than undergrad. That's not really evidence that you're going to be successful. I know you think it is because it's like, hey, look, I'm on an increasing trend or whatever, but I could just see the schools anchoring on the 2.6.
No, yeah, I mean, Mariah's doing what so many applicants do, and that is they hyper focus on the weakest part of their application and they try to do everything they can to resuscitate it. But the reality is, you should actually minimize this part of your application. You
Right.
report your 3.3 because you have to. That's it. You
Right.
then turn your focus to what you can make really strong, which is your LSAT. And you don't talk about that at all in this email.
Yeah.
That is your solution to this problem.
Yeah. The elephant in the room here is your LSAT is what's going to really make the difference. The LSAT is the wrecking ball, as we've
Mm,
talked about many times on our podcasts.
yeah.
And you can just blow the doors off of these law schools. They won't even look at that 3.3 if you show up with a 170.
Hmm.
But if you show up with a 155, they're going to go, well, boy, LSAT below our median, GPA below our median. No amount of extracurriculars are going to convince them that you're going to be a kick-ass law student if you don't show up with a good. Yeah, I mean, you need to show up with a strong LSAT. It's just the
Wait,
easiest way.
you know what the third wrecking ball is? Cash.
Just pay. Yeah. Pay full price. Yeah. That's the other wrecking ball. It's true. Yeah. Because they will sometimes admit you. They'll waitlist you and see
Yeah.
if you beg them for admission. And if
Yep.
you beg them for admission and it looks like you'll accept their offer no matter how bad, then you might get in and incur a lifetime of debt. And that would be probably the worst thing that could happen to you.
Yeah.
Anything more for Mariah?
No.
Email daily at lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.